Are you someone who buys duplicates of things not because you're clever, but because you forget what you already own? Or maybe you're currently feeling very stressed out or freaked out about the level of clutter that's in your house. If that's you, then welcome, because it was me too. My name is Karen McGill. I am an ADHD coach, and today I'm sharing my journey towards minimalism. Now, you may not want to become a minimalist, but the things I learned along the way were powerful and life-changing, to the point where I was able to save enough money to become financially independent and work my passion. So if that sounds like something that you would like to move yourself towards, then listen up. I will give you my insights that I learned along the way, and also some ADHD friendly tips at the end of the video if you want to start your own minimalist journey. So I would say that I've been on a journey towards minimalism for about 6 years. And I will also say that minimalism is something that is different to everybody. So my sense of minimalism might be different from yours. You might think this is a cluttered space. I find this to be perfect for me. Minimalism is an idea that is made up, so you get to make the rules up for yourself. But what I found during my journey is, number one, I was only using about 40% of the things that were in my house. I'm talking about from the garage to the pantry to my closet. I had so much stuff that I was never using. So when I started to purge, I got a great sense of, wow, I spent a lot of money on things I don't need. Number two, I don't know about you, but I haven't left the house very much in the last 2 years because of obvious reasons, but also I work from home. So my wardrobe requirements are pretty simple, business on top and party on the bottom for the most part. And I live my life in leggings and sweats. And, I'm always dressed for activity when I'm not recording, because activity and just being mobile and moving around is ideal for this brain. So I started to cull my wardrobe, getting rid of things like dresses and heels and purses that I would probably never wear again. I got rid of all of it, and my closet started to look like something that reflected who I am in this moment. And it was just a joy to walk in there and wear the things that really suited me. Number three, I realized that every time I bought something, it became my problem. Let me explain. If you're the type of person who's always buying the latest iPhone or iPad, that's something that you have to then take care of, fix when you break the screen, which for me is all the time, try to find when you lose it, which for me is all the time, and keep it updated and safe from little hands and things like that. And all of those devices take a lot of time, space, energy, and money to just keep functioning the way they could. So instead of buying the latest and greatest of all the things, I started asking myself, do I really want this to become my problem? Whether it was a gadget or a piece of clothing or furniture or anything like that. If you always think, when I move, I need to deal with this, like my treadmill in the basement, then you really start to think about the full cycle of that thing that you're bringing into your life and how you're going to have to get rid of it when you're no longer using it. But this idea really helped me hone in on the things that I was buying and take a step back from impulse purchases, which was huge for my financial wellness. The next thing, and I mentioned this at the top of this video, is that I had this habit of buying things that I already had but forgotten I had purchased. And the thing with that, yes, it's an ADHD thing, but the other thing you have to ask yourself is, if I forgot I even had this thing, did I really need it in the first place? That was a big eye-opener for me as well. And finally, the idea of decluttering for me was sort of this magical thing I was going to do someday. And of course, I don't know about you, but I've never woken up and said, today is someday and I'm going to do all the things I've been procrastinating on for the last 16 years. Yeah, that never happened. So while I did try Marie Kondo's method of decluttering, it is not, in my opinion, ADHD friendly at all. I took everything out of my drawers and basically had a meltdown. So instead, I had to come up with something that was ADHD friendly. And to be honest, it is a process that's very sporadic and inconsistent, but then again, so am I. So it worked for me, and it might work for you too. Here's the idea. I call it messy minimalism. And all I did was take a big basket, which was actually the base of my Christmas tree, and I put it in a room, let's say my bedroom, and I put it beside my dresser. And every day I would commit to doing 1 or 2 drawers at most. And I would go through through the drawer, just sort through the things and really ask myself, am I going to use this? And I always did it at a time of day when I was in the mood for it. I had a lot of executive functions, so I was able to make decisions quickly and not procrastinate on them. And by, day 3 or day 4, I'd gone through all my drawers. And then depending on how much is in that basket, I'll either make a garbage bag of clothes I'm going to donate, or if I'm not quite there yet, I'll then move the basket into the closet and rinse and repeat. And I may or may not have done that with my husband's side of the closet too. And then I would also do that in other rooms. Sometimes the basket idea is not the best, but what I've also started doing, if I get something large in from Amazon, they always give you these enormous boxes that are completely unnecessary, but that's another conversation for another day. I would take those boxes once they're empty and I would put them in the corner of the living room or the kitchen or whatever room I was going to focus on next. And I would literally, over the course of that week, start going through drawers and cupboards and just looking for things that I'm never using and putting them in the box, wrapping them safely. And then once that box is full, I tape it up. It's ready for Goodwill. It goes into the back seat of the car. I also have a scheduled date once a month when I go to the donation center to drop all this stuff off. And if I don't schedule it, I will drive around my car with a bunch of junk in the back seat for up to 2 years because it's been done. So that's basically it. I call it messy minimalism, but really it's starting to use the decluttering process as a lifestyle piece of your daily activity. If you feel like you need something to really kickstart the process, which is what I also did and thought was really helpful, I recommend Googling the Minimalist Challenge. So it's really simple. All it is for 30 days, you're going to give away something. So on day 1, you're going to give away 1 thing. Day 2, you're giving away 2 things, all the way up to day 30, where you're giving away 30 things. So as you can imagine, over the course of that 30 days, you're giving away a crap ton of stuff. When I did this, I let the stuff pile up. And what I felt was not shame, but a sense of awareness of, wow, there's a lot of stuff that I've spent my hard-earned money on that I never used or that really didn't add a lot of value in my life. Seeing that was really the catalyst for change and hyper accelerated my financial goals because I was no longer spending money in areas of life that didn't, light me up or optimize for greater happiness and joy. So that was the kickstart that really started the ball rolling on my minimalist journey. And I have to say, it's one of the best things I did for myself. So I hope this video inspired you in some way. If you'd rather listen to these ideas than watch them on YouTube, definitely download my It's ADHD Friendly Show podcast and jump on my Sunday setup email. So every Sunday, I send out an accumulation of a YouTube video, my podcast, and any other ADHD friendly tips that I think might be helpful to set you up for a great week ahead. So definitely jump on that list as well. And thanks for being here and appreciate you listening to the end. And don't forget to hit subscribe. Okay, I've given you enough to-dos. Have a great week and I'll see you next time.